ask you this.
Yeah.
You're a wrestler. Okay, you're in shape. You're a wrestler. You take pride in your work. Any issues working for ECW? Anything they ever wanted you to do, like hardcore stuff that you weren't comfortable with?
No. No. Okay. I understood something from the very beginning, which a lot of people need to understand, that most of us, if not all of us, um, were there for a reason because Paul and Todd gave us an opportunity, and it's not like the other two big companies were banging down our door, asking us to be there. You know, so basically, to me, it was like, wow, this is something that looks like a company that we're going to be working for, and it has to be different. It better be different. It better be special. And the only way to make it special, and especially with the ECW fans, we are going to need to do something a lot different than the other ones are doing. So you embrace it, and like everything that we have done. It's been done before. It's been done in Japan. It's been done in Puerto Rico, and so on. We were just recapping what was already done before for the American audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it became very popular overseas as well. Because at the time, we were like the only American company that was doing what we were doing. And of course, we caught a lot of slack um, from the side of Memphis, WCW, WWF, that we were like a garbage company. No one could wrestle, just a bunch of drunken idiots hitting each other over the head with chairs and all that. So, which wasn't the case. Um, there were a lot of great wrestlers in the ECW. Everybody was trained to perform as a professional wrestler. We just had to be different because, again, nobody was exactly banging down our door and demanding that we work for the other two.
Right.
So you do what you need to do, and for a while it worked. And sadly enough, it is the most over short-lived company in the industry because all other companies that emulate ECW, they have actually they're still around. But I think it's thanks to the ECW, that whole,
Yeah.
join the revolution. It's not for everyone. And, so we kind of had to embrace it. And I was quite proud of it, because we were doing something different
Right.
uh, than the American audience has seen, at least in a long time.
Well said. It's well said. That was a great answer, Jason. Right.
It's really the truth because, again, like I said, uh, we had some great talent. We had great veterans, such as Terry Funk, and of course uh, Shane Douglas, who's a phenomenal wrestler, great look, but had his differences, with the others,
Mm-hmm.
and was very outspoken. Didn't take shit from anyone, So he pretty much, he pretty much carried the company um, because he's Shane and he can, you
Right.
know. Uh, but we did have a lot of help from people like Terry Funk and people like Kevin Sullivan, and of course later on we had Dusty. He came through, and just a whole lot of extremely talented veterans that came in to help, and again, great wrestlers that came in and revolutionized the industry, at least again within the United States, through uh, through a difference. And again, one of the logos was experience the difference.
Right.
It was that that's how I feel about the whole thing. But yeah, we weren't a bunch of garbage guys throwing trash cans around or anything like that. But it was demanded, and we supplied the demand.
Another thing too, I worked at Sabu, I worked at Balls Mahoney, I worked at Axel, Mikey,
Yeah,
Raven, Richards, Pitbulls, everybody. It seems like a lot of that extreme stuff, like when Sabu did something extreme to you, he took most of the impact himself.
yeah,
That's what I noticed. Like
yeah,
even though guys were trying to do crazy things,
yeah,
they're more dangerous to themselves than the other opponents.
yeah. Definitely. I mean, they put their bodies through uh, amazing risks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and with some of the guys at shows because they're not feeling exactly 100% today. So yeah, I mean it was yeah, but again there was a lot of great wrestling because you had guys like Taz that could wrestle, Shane that could wrestle. Everybody could wrestle.
Right.
It's just we had to be different.
Right. Yeah, I mean, guys had to reinvent themselves. I remember when I was breaking in, Tommy Dreamer was wearing remember the
Yeah,
suspenders and the long tights?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all those guys had to reinvent themselves.
And it didn't really work for him because
Right.
again, the ECW crowd, it wasn't your typical babyface versus heel. It's almost like you know, people were cheering for the monster to bite the innocent person's head off.
Right.
The more blood, the better.
Yeah. Were you at ECW till the end?
um, from '93 till 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe it. I believe the finish was 2001.
Okay.
Uh, as the ECW is an independent entity. Then later on, it was the WWE version, and I was there for 2 pay-per-views and 1 TV taping, and I saw the writing on the wall. It was
Right.
it was something that was simply fattened for a kill, and that's it.
Talk to me about your wrestling school coming up.
Wrestling school coming up in Vineland, New Jersey. You know where Vineland is?
Sure.
We have a very nice facility, and it's right next to a martial arts training center. Um, and it's right off the main strip. What is the name of the?
It's actually Landis Ave.
Landis Avenue. Yeah, wonderful facility, and of course we're gonna have our ring there, and we're getting all kinds of lighting, and um, I'm gonna have my gym there to do personal training.
You'll have all the audio, all the
all
video,
the
TV
audio,
videos.
video, again, lights, smoke cannons, the whole 9 yards.
We will be doing TV tapings on Saturday nights.
Saturday nights, yeah.
And then we will be doing birthday parties and weddings.
Birthday parties and weddings.
Weddings.
People have actually called and asked if we were going to be doing in-ring weddings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Jason, a big thing at wrestling school is the ability to run shows. You're going to be running shows from your actual wrestling school, correct?
Yes, we will. Yeah.
So guys are going to get on the job training right off the bat, wrestling in front of live people.
Yeah, ring time, and it's such a wonderful studio type feel.
If people want to learn about the school, if people want to reach you, where can they do that?
Well, pretty much.
They can reach you by telephone. The school's phone number is 570-618-1234. It can also be found on www.impactcentralprowrestlingdojo.com.